concerted effort to accept or reject. A naturally occurring timeless awareness, the essence of awakened mind itself, is made fully evident in that one does not waver from the direct experience of it. So there is no need to strive for it elsewhere. It rests in it of itself, so we do not seek it elsewhere. This, the ultimate meaning of suchness itself, is like the essence of the sun. I hold that it abides as a natural state of rest, unwavering, utter lucidity. It can be shown that other approaches are like attempts to create the already present sun by dispelling clouds and darkness through a process of effort and achievement. Therefore, these two kinds of approach are as different as heaven and earth. Nowadays, those quote-unquote elephants who pride themselves on being ati practitioners allege that thought patterns stirring and proliferating are awakened mind. All of these fools are submerged in darkness, far from the meaning of natural great perfection. They do not understand even dynamic energy or what arises from that energy, to say nothing of the essence of awakened mind. In this discussion of mind, primordially pure awakened mind is ultimate truth, the true nature of phenomena as basic space. Beyond description or imagination, it is the perfection of sublime knowing. Inherently unwavering, it is utterly lucid by nature, and timelessly free of elaboration, of concepts stirring and proliferating, and so is called the essence of being, analogous to the orb of the sun. In dynamic energy is unobstructed awareness as a continuous mode for what arises, and is free of both conceptualization and analysis. Though vividly lucid, it does not entail dualistic perception. Continuing, as always, with Longchenpa, the precious treasury of the basic space of phenomena. I spoke with a teacher of mine about, he was mentioning that some books can cause us to be awakened. And it really, to say that is a very powerful thing. But I've had these books since, let me think. I've had these books since around 2000, probably 6 or 7, something like that. And I've always been completely, solidly, 100% super clear on everything in these books, particularly this one, which is why I share it with you, because it's like, I don't know, it's like Longchenpa. I have a thing, I have a Longchenpa thing. I didn't talk about it with my teacher today because he was saying, about this book, and he goes, well, yeah, but he goes, I don't get like what with Longchenpa, like it doesn't, it's hard to, go through it. And I started, I don't want to get into the discussion of, it depends on what translation you're having, because I don't know, I can go on about things with people who are smart and learned, but I'm in a group and I hate assholes who dominate groups. And I'm just really trying not to be that person, but I'm super curious, about someone who's, got very advanced and sophisticated practice, meditation stages very, very, very well. So, but for me, I have not this problem. I have not this problem with Longchenpa, not with this text. Longchenpa relics, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Lama Zopa Rinpoche was pretty, let's just say he was really, Lama Zopa Rinpoche sent the relics all over the earth. And the monks, it was the relics. So a couple times in Portland, I went to the relics, and if I had initiations and transmissions, we'll say. And anyways, I don't know, there were Longchenpa relics, and more than once, and I was with a friend who's quite psychic. I don't know where, she hasn't spoken to me in a bit, but the Longchenpa relics, that was like crystal light emanating from within. I don't know. I was like, I don't know, I was like prostrating to diamond light, and I still feel it, like it makes my head kind of explode. And when was that? I mean, that was going on from, that was going on from like 2005 to 13, somewhere in there in Portland. So there was a lot of that. There were a lot of lamas passing through there, but let me start this show. This is Darren Littlejohn. Welcome to the 12-Step Buddhist Podcast, episode 91, Compassion Breath, Refuge and Bodhicitta in Daily Life, part 2. So I was listening to Yeshe Namkai. I'm just going to refer always to Yeshe as Yeshe Namkai. And his name is longer. I believe it's like Kensei Yeshe Namkai Silvano, something like this. I know 100%. I think that's correct. I've known him and met him for some years, many years, going back, 2000, maybe 7, I don't know, 7, 8. At any rate, along through, and then he became teaching, and the movie My Reincarnation, many people have now seen it, and I just, Yeshe, it's a long story, all right, but I don't want to get into the whole story. I just kind of want to talk about it. I just did this 10-day retreat with him, and we hadn't had any teachings from a master or from a lineage holder. See, so Yeshe Namkai is the lineage holder to the Dzogchen knowledge. Okay, so I turned the noise gate off my mic, and there's also the kitty that I don't know what her deal is. I got kitties. I've been getting volunteers. Do you want to contribute to the kitty food fund? Go to the podcast.compassionaterecovery.us, hit the donation, tip there. Anyways, there's a few kitties. Bodhisattva ain't letting no kitties walk hungry. I just went down there. I hustle. I'm a hustler. I've always been a hustler, not a hustler like a gambler, like skilled kind of con person, but I fucking work. The thing is, I never really had a position where I felt like I was going to, like, really, I don't know, give it my all and be embodied in it. And now I'm in such a position, but it's very interesting and challenging. But while that's all happening, Yeshe Namkai, came up to teach after 4+ years, I think it is. And, I knew it was going to be a thing. Like, I knew it was going to be as soon as it was announced. There are things that, happen that are clear, in clarity, and things are, lamas change weather, things happen, shifts, energy, movement, prayers, practice, things, prayer changes things, just these actions have powerful results, if we work with intention, we work with clarity. We work with teaching and transmission that's authentic from a qualified, unbroken lineage. And in this case, I realized as I was listening to Yeshe, watching the live webcast from Italy in Italian, which is his native tongue, but translated to English, which is very interesting because there's a certain force, meditivo contamo, and it's like, oh, all right, definitivo. And I'm like, okay, that is very strong. And you watch the body language and you listen. And like I listen to instructors in many languages, coming from Russian into English, going from English into a very loud Russian translator or a very loud Spanish translator or French translator. I listen to everything, I listen to. Because a translator, I don't know if you know anything about translators, but translators who know what the fuck know what the fuck. And you don't have to ask. And, if you've been around lamas, I don't know what your deal is if you're doing something that's of another, thing. But, when you're around these highly qualified Vajrayana lineage masters, not bullshit ones, not con artist ones, not ones that are kind of trying to capitalize and don't know what else to do or whatever. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just telling you some of them, fuck their students and have babies and who knows what. I've written books about it. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying, you got a good qualified lineage, qualified transmissions. Going back to Guru Garib Dorje, this is what I realized. Going back to Guru Garib Dorje, I'm looking and I'm practicing Guru Yoga with Yeshe Namkayo for the live webcast. I'm only able to do 7 a.m. because it's I can't do wee hours of the morning anymore. I used to do that for years, but if I try to do it, I go completely insane and my world falls apart and I mentally collapse and I'm non-functional and really unpredictable. What the hell I'm hallucinating while I'm walking around. No, thank you. Not pulling all-nighters. Okay? Ain't gonna happen. Hey, best I can do, I trained myself to get up at 6:30. Boom. It was funny because Yeshe said, I don't use the alarm clock anymore. I was thinking, I was on a retreat with him in 2010. And, I don't know, he was telling me some stuff about Longchenpa, because like I said, this Longchenpa goes back. And it's the thing, and it's the transmission, as I don't know how to say like where it is in a linear place or space or hierarchy or hagiography or anything, like that. I just feel Longchenpa is clarity on the whole deal. And I depend on the physical presence of the Nirmanakaya, the physical manifestation of, of the unbroken lineage of Guru Garib Dorje. I mean, this goes back. And if you, follow, and you could say, and also as well, the unbroken lineage of Guru Rinpoche. And all these things, there's books, there's a lot to it. I'm just saying, if you look at the teacher and you're really still and you're listening with your being, you're like not dual, you're just kind of like embodying the vibration, like Yeshe would say, entering to the dimension of sound, and you would enter into the dimension of sound. And when you're listening to, and when you understand who and what you're listening to, it's like if I took you to let's just say anybody could go anywhere, anytime, okay? We could just drop into a time machine, right? And don't let me forget to talk about compassion breath, because that's the deal. But let's just say we're going into a time machine. I could put you anywhere. Say I put you in front of, Bill Evans in, say, 56, 58. I don't know, somewhere, when in the Riverside years, like how that, and just dropped you into a club, and you, like if you understood who Guru Rinpoche is, if you understood Buddha expressing, dominating the dimension in front of you, right, for your opportunity. But if you're going to sit there and like, you're going to be that person who's like, you're going to tell some bubblehead story and be loud and talk over the piano player, and Bill Evans, you could just see his body rippling probably if that was happening, which of course it was, always. Because you have to know what you're looking at. You have to look with your inner eye, as they say, as one of my other teachers says. Look with your third eye. You have to look. You have to learn to train to look with this, right? So I'm exhausted. I haven't worked. I really haven't worked. But this, I haven't stopped working. So it's several years of really being still and really doing deep stuff, deep practice and everything, but really isolation and all that, to total engagement, total work, total, kitty catty. Hey, all right, y'all, please, ain't happening. And I'm going to close the door up if that's what's up. Hey, chill with the whole cat dialogue at this moment. The podcast must occur. So Yesterday, now guy's teaching, and I'm like, Guru Rinpoche, unbroken lineage. This is Guru Rinpoche, unbroken lineage. If you can understand, Momo knows how to chill. He knows he got it good. And understand unbroken lineage. But not some bullshit. Unbroken lineage, Guru Garib Dorje. Unbroken lineage, Guru Rinpoche. Unbroken lineage, Mate Glabdron. Unbroken lineage, just all these masters, Ajahn Drupal, there's so many. There's a lineage tree, and there are lineage trees. And these things are just carved into the dimension of space-time for us to have the opportunity to just slip out of bullshit and slip into, get down with Dharma and get into the flow. And you really gotta kick back and let it happen. So I noticed something in my practice, and Yeshe Namkai is a different kind of instructor. I don't understand, like his words make my brain spin. I always have. I've listened to several years of teachings of his in person and online and over the years and in different countries and times. And, I know him and everything. But like right now, like what happened is in our community, the teacher took the seat. That's what's up, is the teacher took the seat. Now our community has a teacher. And the teacher took the seat. And if you want legit shit, you can go to Yeshe Namkai. He's there. He's teaching. I don't know what's next. I'm not quite through to the last session yet on the replays, but I know what legit is, and I know him, and I know his father, my Dzogchen master, and I know this for many years. I've watched all of these things and in my own practice, so I felt it when it was announced, and it just, the first day I was communicating with several people on WhatsApp, in different countries, and practitioners that are serious, and we're all just, especially just, there's a lot of people that knew this a long time before I did. I was always kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah. But Yeshe, I was going to say, he told me this thing about Longchenpa and how these things are written in a certain meter, in a certain rhythm, saying it in a certain way, and then subtly saying it just a slightly other way. So if you listen to Yeshe Namkai in this most recent webcast, he didn't use any Tibetan terminology whatsoever, although he referred to a couple things here and there. He also, though, taught simultaneously at multiple levels, utilizing all the principles and concepts, but this is 2023. So, this is like so Western educated. So we're using a lot of, principles of science and inductive reasoning and quotations from Descartes and but not bullshit analysis of Descartes, like understanding of Descartes in a very, very precise way, according to the Dzogchen tradition, according to the Dzogchen teaching, not tradition, but let's say the unbroken lineage of the beginning of the Dzogchen teaching here in this dimension, Guru Garib Dorje. So this unbroken lineage, boom, right in front of you. It's right there. It's alive. There's a teacher in front of you alive. Now it's available. If you have the interest, I don't know. This is all I do. This is all I've done for many years. So, in terms of my focus and my precise focus since 2006, but of course, incorporating everything and loving, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. This is Guru Rinpoche to me. Lama Zopa Rinpoche in my Guru Yoga is Guru Rinpoche manifest right here, sitting in the room, sitting in the room, but not sitting separate from me, not, this is just, warmth in the heart and the knowledge base, in the heart essence, a Guru Yoga knowledge space of compassion. There's a subtle breath there. So I'm going to talk because I can't do it and breathe it and be in it. So I'm going to guide you into the compassion breath. Listen into the dimension of sound. And when we say let go, absolutely, let the fuck go. Absolutely. Let your exhale take you off into the dream, your body dissolves, your fragments and attachments dissolve. You're free of constraint. Your heart is open and connected and inseparable from the true heart of compassion of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times and the 10 directions. Get down with some refuge, understanding the nature, understanding the situation, observing. I've seen it, I looked, I read some stuff, got some Four Noble Truths in there, got some karma, some impermanence, nature of samsara. Duality is the nature of samsara, me being separate from you. So there's the open heart space right there. It's not somewhere else. Longchenpa told us that. It's not something other than. It's not another moment for someone else better qualified. It's us right here, right now. And this motherfucker right here, right now. Get down with your refuge by knowing I take refuge in the Buddha. This is dope-ass serious enlightenment. This is not some bullshit. This is not some marketing. This is some hype. It's unbroken lineage. I have a lot of unbroken lineage transmissions and teachings for many years, very well seasoned and really weirdly geeky thinker about this stuff because I practice it and I apply it into my own psyche, into my own mind, and I apply it to my own dilemma. And I've gone to every teacher all over the world, every profession that I could possibly find for many years, trying to find solutions for the ailments of which I suffer. And I got news. I got understanding of the capacity to, it's not even an action to transcend the suffering, but if you really let go, and really get just back in the space-time, back in the noticing from a referenceless place. And you can do this anytime. Just pause, exhale, listen. I do this on every show. I've done it for years. I've done it in thousands of yoga classes and dozens of retreats. Inhale. Fill yourself up deep in the belly, deep in the heart, deep in the throat. Keep inhaling. Inhale, expand the throat. I'm still inhaling as I'm talking to you. Fill up your sinuses, your brain, your outer, your ears, all around you, your energy. Fill it up from the base of the pelvic floor all the way up through all of the chakras. Unblock your chakras. Exhale by letting it go. You got to let it go like angel's breath. All right, and then when you let it go like angel's breath and you chill and you get still to your heart is going, you can feel it. You got to get that still. You got to get that aware. You got to get that excited. You got to get that like short of breath, not short of breath, but like ready, like alive, like noticing like the very, very, very basic pulse of space-time, just the pulse. It's just a creation that we're doing. We're manifesting it with a dualistic objectification of subject-object creation. It's a thing we're doing. So we just need to just notice that we're doing it and go, oh, this is the condition that I'm in. Chilling, kicking back. But the breath, it's the breath of the Buddha. When you get down into it, it's the breath of the Buddha, the breath of all the angels, the breath of all the dakinis, the breath of all the wisdom fire, the peaceful wisdom, the wrathful wisdom. The breath of the Dakini, y'all. We ain't playing. I'm telling you what's up. You want to get into your spirituality, you want to get into your recovery, you want to get into your Buddhism, your refuge, your Dharma. Here's what you got. Unbroken lineage. All the way. to a clear path called ati. It's not a path of delay. It's not a path of trying to configure something or put things in a certain order that they can be such and manifest. But you can do all that stuff if you need to, however you need to. It's just that this is an unbroken lineage. And there's a teacher that's alive right there. And he's like, I don't know, 48 or something. He's going to be around a bit. So get in it. If you're interested, I told you Igor is on my page on podcast.compassionrecovery.us. I'm trying to share with you that, when I read along Chempa, it's for a very strong reason. It's like the clarity of Dharma. It's a clear Dharma. It's the clearest of clarity of clear Dharma that I could ever possibly share with you. And then it was before that transmission of prostration to the holy sacred relics of Long Chempa that I was in the presence of because of the grace and beauty and wisdom of Lama Zopa Rinpoche proliferating these gems, these wish-fulfilling gems on all beings all over the earth, people. I don't know where you're getting your Dharma from your yoga teacher or from some knucklehead, but I mean, there's a lot of real shit if you really want to get past the hype. You can find it in Thich Nhat Hanh stuff. You can find it in Pema Chodron stuff. I'm just saying. If you want an unbroken lineage, you want to find something, it's there, but it's not easy. And maybe you wouldn't probably understand it, but I don't know. I try to translate what I'm talking about when I'm thinking about to you because, hey, this is what I do my whole life. And this compassion breath, like, you got to get into the ease to notice the spontaneous combustion of a heart explosion that's beyond anything that your child being born, your orgasms aren't even, it's not even a physical experience. Maybe it's like an MDMA rave dance, voodoo tribal, who knows? We've had these experiences in our using days and what have you. I don't know, some dancing mindfulness kind of stuff, some, ecstatic dance. We just have all these sacred dance circles all over Santa Cruz, all over Portland. If we just try to just let go, relax, be in space, let everything in front of you just materialize on the brim of perception. On the brim of perception. You just got to relax enough to notice everything crackling in your sense perception. Just listen. Well, there's the wind chimes and there's the refrigerator. And the compassion breath, you guys, doesn't just, I can't give it to you to manufacture it. The compassion breath is a soft, angelic, Dakini whisper. And it's something that you can't, it's kind of beyond magical, but it's you loving yourself it's you releasing in compassion, in refuge, in bodhicitta, in the expression of your aspiration and your intention and your action and your devotion and your perspicaciousness and your perseverance. And Yeshe Namkai had said that as well, your perseverance. I mean, your perseverance is really the thing. You just keep going, one foot in front of the other. One breath at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time. But you got to keep applying something called qualified effort to understand your meditation in such a way as that you can apply qualified effort. And this will achieve a more fantastic result. If we're doing it sloppy, in other words, don't be sloppy. Go take yoga for a decade and learn to not be sloppy. Learn to coordinate your breath. The compassion breath is at the edge, or it's like a wisp of maybe vapor. Yeah, maybe like a rainbow vapor. Oh, the warm, sweet breath of the Dakini, the ultimate bliss of wisdom, the true heart manifestation of compassion, of the Holy Root Mother. We can say Om Tari Tu Tari Tirama E Pujana Pachangra Swaha and call it a night. May the bliss of all enlightened beings manifest in your consciousness and in the heart and soul of all beings. Empty the infinite oceans of samsara instantly and permanently. May all beings be totally liberated from all suffering. Om Aham. All right. Buy my books on Amazon. Peace out and namaste.